Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declares after meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump that the strength of the U.S.-Israeli alliance has never been as good and will get even better. President Donald Trump says he would be happy with any solution that both Israel and the Palestinians can agree upon, also if it wouldn't result in a two-state solution. Moscow announces that it supports the continuation of Syria peace talks under the United Nations auspices, which would take place alongside separate Russian-backed peace talks in the Kazakh capital of Astana. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared during a meeting with American lawmakers at Capitol Hill after meeting U.S. President Donald Trump in the White House that the strength of the U.S.-Israeli alliance has never been as good and will get even better.
We had a great meeting. We're going to discuss this issue among other issues, but I have to say that I think the strength of the American-Israeli alliance has never been as good. Certainly it's going to get even better.
During the meeting between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, the two leaders primarily discussed regional issues, including the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the ongoing war in Israel's northern neighbor Syria, the war against terror, and the ongoing violations of the Islamic Republic of Iran, which openly declares its aspiration of destroying the Jewish state. The Israeli leader emphasized in a joint press conference before his official meeting that he and the American leader found common cause when it comes to the Iranian threat.
President Trump has led a very important effort in the past few weeks. Just coming into the presidency, he pointed out there are violations, Iranian violations on ballistic missile tests. By the way, these ballistic missiles are inscribed in Hebrew. Israel must be destroyed. The Iranian Foreign Minister Zarif said, well, our ballistic missiles are not intended against any country. No, they write on the missile in Hebrew, Israel must be destroyed. So challenging Iran on its violations of ballistic missiles, imposing sanctions on Hezbollah, preventing them, making them pay for the terrorism that they foment throughout the Middle East and beyond, well beyond. I think that's a change that is clearly evident since President Trump took office. I welcome that. I think it's, let me say this very openly, I think it's long overdue. And I think that if we work together, and not just the United States and Israel, but so many others in the region who see eye to eye on the great magnitude and danger of the Iranian threat, then I think we can roll back Iran's aggression and danger.
Pertaining to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, U.S. President Donald Trump emphasized to Israel that it would have to compromise and freeze its settlement construction for a while, believing that a peace agreement could be reached based on a new old concept that would involve regional Arab powers take part in a wider agreement.
I think that the Israelis are going to have to show some flexibility, which is hard. It's hard to do. They're going to have to show the fact that they really want to make a deal. I think our new concept that we've been discussing actually for a while is something that allows them to show more flexibility than they have in the past because you have a lot bigger canvas to play with. And I think they'll do that. I think they very much would like to make a deal.
The two prerequisites of peace, recognition of the Jewish state and Israel's security needs west of the Jordan, they remain pertinent. We have to look for new ways, new ideas on how to reinstate them and how to move peace forward. And I believe that the great opportunity for peace comes from a regional approach, from involving our newfound Arab partners in the pursuit of a broader peace and peace with the Palestinians.
Following the meeting with President Donald Trump, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he would be willing to consider the president's request to curtail somewhat construction in Israel's West Bank settlements. That said, Netanyahu stressed that construction in Jerusalem would continue and that the construction that was already declared in the West Bank would be built. The rest, however, would have to be discussed and understandings would have to be reached with the Trump administration. With regard to the internationally aspired two-state solution, President Trump said he would be happy with any solution that both sides can agree upon, also if it would not result in a two-state solution.
So I'm looking at two-state and one-state, and I like the one that both parties like. I'm very happy with the one that both parties like. I can live with either one. I thought for a while the two-state looked like it may be the easier of the two. But honestly, if Bibi and if the Palestinians, if Israel and the Palestinians are happy, I'm happy with the one they like the best.
The statement by President Trump disheartened the Palestinian leadership, whom long aspired an independent Palestinian state. Palestinian officials warned President Trump against abandoning their aspired solution to the decades-old conflict, a reality which Palestinian chief negotiator Saeb Erekat stressed would not be accepted in the 21st century.
Those who believe that they can undermine the two-state solution and replace it with what I call one state, two systems, maintaining the status quo now, apartheid, I don't think in the 21st century they will get away with it. It's impossible.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu committed with conditions to the two-state solution in a speech in 2009 and has broadly reiterated that aim since. But he has also spoken of a state-minus option, suggesting he could offer the Palestinians deep-seated autonomy and the trappings of statehood without full sovereignty. The second option is one that is gaining more support among Israeli right-wing lawmakers who warn of the significant dangers that might follow the establishment of a Palestinian state, pointing to the raging chaos in the Middle East. Knesset member Erel Margalit, however, from the opposition, who aspires to replace Netanyahu as prime minister, stressed that most Israelis still want a two-state solution and that he does not believe Washington would change its position on the matter.
The Americans essentially will not change their approach. They are for a two-state solution. Most of the Israelis are for a two-state solution, and most of the Palestinians are for two states. It is time for new ideas. It is time for new energy. It is time for new leadership here in Israel and in the region that would take the two-state solution concept and would make it something about what people have to gain and not only what they have to give up.
Now, with regard to the ongoing conflict in Israel's northern neighbor, Moscow announced that it supports the continuation of Syria peace talks under the United Nations auspices, which would take place alongside separate, Russian-backed peace talks in the Kazakh capital of Astana. During a meeting between Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and UN Special Envoy to Syria, Staffan de Mistura, the latter welcomed Russia's support for the United Nations efforts to bring about a political process to the Syrian conflict, while in turn declared the support of the UN to the Russian-backed talks in Astana, which de Mistura said brought about the vital element of a ceasefire that laid the groundwork to restarting the talks. The nationwide cessation of hostilities that seems to hold in Syria, for the most part, has encouraged both opposition groups and the Assad regime to divert their attention from fighting each other to separately combating the Islamic State and Al-Qaeda-linked groups. The United Nations, together with Moscow, Washington, the European Union, and other international powers, seek to end the conflict that is about to enter in March its sixth year, a bloody war that has claimed the lives of more than 500,000 people and created the worst humanitarian refugee crisis since World War II. Thank you for watching us, praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hessen, have an Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.